That's usually just how it goes.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hello everybody. How's everyone doing? Yeah, that's right. Your boy Dave Neal from the chat. Old cowhide rug Dave. I didn't plug my phone in. Hold on. Good music, huh? Almost got free Dr. Pepper for I'll tell you what. Hello, everybody. If you're new to me, my name's Dave Neal. I'm a stand-up comedian. At least I was before the pandemic. I'm trying to get back out there. And I recap The Bachelor. We got quite the live stream here. If you're not a part of the crew, you're going to want to be because we got the best chat room that is known to man. The best chat room known to man here. Got a little special thing for you today. Got a new sound here for you.
What the soap opera is going on?
What is going on, everybody out there? How's everyone doing? Crank that. Good song. All right, let's switch to instrumental music. Hold on, don't mind me. Where's the little song? All right, let's get the little instrumental going. Vocals. Instrumental only. All right, here we go. All right, cheers, guys. How's everyone doing? It appears we've got some detectives in the chat room wanting to know what the deal is happening with Matt James and that Grace person. There's our friend Rachel Kirk Cuddle, formerly in New York City this past week, back in Georgia, I believe. Sarai got her vaccine. Congratulations, Sarai. Crafty Beach, how are you? Get your rug moved? Yeah, they were actually smaller rugs than I thought they would be. Tasha loves cowhide, which is not going to make the vegans happy. The vegans are not going to be happy that Tasha gets her cowhide shipped from Brazil. She likes a good Brazilian cow. Jessica Lee's in the house, about to eat way too much Chinese food and gossip about the Bachelor drama. It's all going to be beautifully disgusting. Jessica, I wish I could eat Chinese while I talk to you, but it would literally be the most disgusting thing you ever saw. Let's make my face a little bit bigger here. Come on. We're having a good hair day. Let's make it seen. You know what I mean? I'm kidding. All right. Yeah, you know, I did Thai food last night. I'm at that place with my own, food addiction where I have to pour myself a plate of food and put the leftovers away, because if I don't seal up the leftovers and put them away, I can't stop myself from eating the whole thing. And by the whole thing, we're talking like 4 to 5 servings, okay? I'm still going to eat 2 servings. I'm still going to hate myself when I'm done, but I'm not going to force cram it in like I'm some foie gras in France. You like that? You like a good foie gras reference? That's the duck that they force feed. Get out. It's called fatty liver, folks. I got one of those. It's called college. Google it. Crafty Beach, how are ya? Hello. Sarah Wings, always good. Nice hair day. Do you know what I do for my hair? Can I tell you guys a secret of what I do for my hair? I don't know. Make sure nobody's listening. Let me tell you what I do. You want to know what I do? I wash my hair, and while I'm still in the shower, I put a little bit of castor oil in my hands, and I just put the castor oil in the hair. I used to use Moroccan oil. It smells good. Castor oil is the Lord's oil. You can use it for anything. You got stretch marks from your pregnancy? They say rub a little castor oil. Crystal, if you're watching, rub a little castor oil on it. You got some scar tissue you need removed? A little castor oil. Works charms. I love foie gras, or however you spell it. Yeah, foie gras means fat liver, right? Or is it fat? Whatever. Who cares? All right. Hey, Dave. It'd be cool if Tia is Bachelor in Paradise again. I think she got screwed last time with Chris. LOL. Goose is a scumbag. Dave Neal for president. I am 35 years old until May 1st, so I can run for president again. Hey, are you guys going to join me on my birthday live stream? I don't know if you guys know this, but last year for our birthdays, Tasha and I did competing cakes. We made each other cakes. I guess I can show this to you. Let me go back to the opening here so I can look it up. And I got to tell you, I learned how to make fondant, which I don't know if you know anything about fondant. I sure didn't. I never had made a cake before. This was my first layer cake. Let me show Dave Neal cake. This is my first layer cake I ever made. I'm going to show this to you guys, okay? I might have to get through an advertisement or two. But so this year, I need to one-up myself with a cake. Here's what I'm thinking about doing. Yeah, the vegans don't like me. I got some, you saw what happened, right? Here, I'll show you the tweet. I'll show you the message the vegan sent me. Let's see if I can find this here. It was just very rude. It had nothing to do. She basically saw that I had a photo of me eating a carne asada taco. And she basically said, your voicemails are boring and you're not worth watching because you eat meat. And I was like, why you got to bring my entertainment value into it? I mean, what if I was so entertaining that you ended up watching? Like, I don't understand at what threshold of entertainment you would continue watching. But anyhow, folks, so one vegan didn't like me. But I got to tell you, about 50 vegans had written back. But now what's going on is I'm on some like vegan watch list. So there's vegans sending me slaughterhouses, and it's like, look, you're frying the wrong fish, no pun intended, okay? Like, I'm not your enemy here. I'm trying to, do a little bit of my part to eat ethical. I mean, I made vegan pancakes. Anyway, so this is a vegan. I'm going to show you guys a vegan cake I made last year for Tasha. So we had a competition. Again, this is on my channel. You can see the title. We had a competition to see who could make a better cake. I'm not going to play the video for it. I gave her what I wanted, okay? This is just 1 year ago at her old place. We've really had a nice come up. This was the fat part of the pandemic, when like you just ate for a month straight. Now I lost weight. Now I'm putting it back onto the fat. I'm on my 4th fat of the pandemic. So anyway, this is Tasha making my cake. And I asked her for a COVID-19 cake. I wanted her to literally make me a COVID. So she made a layer cake and shaped it in the way of a semi-sphere, and then added the little COVID balls with like some sort of Dippin' Dots type of thing. Of course, I edited it, But it was a great cake. So then for my birthday, I don't know if you guys knew this, but on your birthday, you get a free Starbucks. So I did a dealer's choice. I said, give me everything you got. They gave me like the most, look how creamy that was. I literally crapped my pants just smelling that. So I had my cake. We did a little Zoom beer pong. We had a good time. It was great. A lot of friends Zoomed in from all over the world, which was a lot of fun. The actual beer pong part of it was kind of boring since it was like everyone taking shots on their own end. But I might do it again. What'd be fun? What if I did maybe for my live stream, I'll do a beer pong for my live stream birthday. I don't know. Can we do that? So anyway, my birthday's May 1st. Hers is May 8th. So for my birthday, this is what we did. I asked her to make me a COVID-19 cake. She said, sure. So it looks great, right? That was it, right? Amazing. So for her birthday, I wanted to make her a Harry Potter cake. Now, let me tell you something. When you're going to make a cake with someone's face, you either do it really good or it looks really, really bad. So I refused to let her sort of win because she was like talked a lot of trash. I made fondant, which is essentially like it's like a water marshmallow mixture. It's basically sugar. It's a lot of sugar. I made the different colors right here, as you can see. I made the layers, and there's the fondant in the background, which the fondant's very hard to put over. It's just sugar, right? But it's very hard to make. So you put the fondant on top, and then you kind of have to like sort of iron it into place with like a nice stick, and it looks kind of whatever. I have the different colored fondant I used for the it's a lot of fun for me to I should just show you the stupid video. So anyway, this is a vegan pizza. This is a vegan cake that I made, and then this is Tasha getting her I'm trying to show you the final here it is. So here's me putting the hair on the Harry Potter cake, and this is the finale. Oh, it's gonna make me watch an ad on my own video. Fondant. Eat, drink, and be merry. Am I saying it wrong? What do you call it? Fondant? Is it fondant? I studied in France, so I feel like I should call it fondant. So anyway, this was my Harry Potter cake. It actually took us like 8 months to eat it. We left it in the freezer because it was so sweet. And then that's us we're in Palm Springs. Oh boy, Tasha, gonna get me demonetized over here. So that's her cake. What do you think? Not a bad job, right? There's the dog, of course. So let's see if I can get a slicing into the cake. Let's see if we can get a good slice. Because when you look at the inside of the cake, that's when it looks really good. Here you go. Here's the inside of the cake. Look at this. Hold on. It's a little morose. We're breaking into Harry Potter's head here. Pretty good here. That's a colored like funfetti vegan cake. I made it with. It's completely vegan. In case the vegans are asking about it. Anyway, that's that. Those are our cakes. So for this year, yeah, it actually looks good, right? I actually did a good job because here's the thing. I'm not necessarily fondant. Christina, what should he do this year? Who, me? What should I do? So what I'm thinking of doing this year for Tasha is I think I'm gonna make her a vaccine. Now I don't have a good So I'm going to explain it to you. Imagine if I made little like cake molds like this size, you know? And imagine if I had 4 of those, cut them in half, and then tip them on their side to make a cylindrical, but like halfway through. That'll be like the actual, that'll be the syringe, right? I'm gonna make a COVID-19 vaccine syringe. So and I'll put white fondant on top of that fondant, and then I need to get like a turkey baster for like the tip, for like the needle of it, and I want to fill that with jelly. So I want to have a jelly-filled vaccine cake, and I need to just find a way to have it like a thumb thing so you can push it from the back end. Maybe I need like some sort of tube. I need a tube. I need to bake the cake around a tube or carve the tube into it. So that way I can literally push on the vaccine and it'll shoot out jelly. That's the goal. Yeah, good vaccine cake, right, Ash and Kirsten? So then when we look back on it, I'll ship some up to Canada for you guys. So it's a Pfizer or Moderna. I don't know. Should it be a Pfizer? Should it be a Pfizer cake? I think I'll do it like red velvet. This cake, it sounds amazing, right? Oh, I haven't made it yet, but now I'm telling you guys, so I have to. So the cake itself is like, I'll make a vlog, like I'll share the recipe with you guys, but the cake itself's pretty good. The fondant does not taste good. It's edible, but it doesn't taste good, but it looks so good. So I think for that, it'll be a very much like sterilized kind of looking. It'll have like the meter markers on it, you know, for the cake. And then the whole point, the whole trick behind the cake is that it has to be functional. So you squirt out the jelly, and then maybe the jelly you kind of paste onto it and take a slice. So I don't know. That's the idea. I think it'll be fun to look back. I mean, imagine when I'm like, you know, my old age, when I can look back and see the coronavirus cake, and then a whole full year later, the vaccine cake. I think that would be a lot of fun. Johnson & Johnson, sure, we'll have a Johnson & Johnson cake. Red velvet, Johnson & Johnson. Dave, there's a wedding cake designer in the room. I would consult with an expert. Oh wait, Nums Yums? Is Nums Yums in the room? She's amazing. Don't get me started on her. Let me see if I can find. Let me go to her page here. I'm always down to promote. I believe she's in Maryland. Correct me if I'm wrong. Dave is a sports guy who does Bachelor recaps and knows about fondant. Yeah, well, what are you going to do? You know, you got to live a little, right? Nums Yums. Nums Yums might be the best Instagram name ever. So here's Nums Yums. Everyone can go give them a good follow here. Yeah, she's over there in, I mean, come on, I'm not going to compete with this. This is like next level. I think we first looked at her cakes during the, I mean, come on. You know what I mean? Can you imagine? This is amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, what are you going to do with that? I love how she does like the little spill over too, right here. She's got that vagina cake. Where's the vagina cake? I don't know if she still has it. It's not a vagina cake, but you know what I mean. It's whatever that crystal thing is. Anyway, folks. Oh wait, did I just miss it? Did I just find it? Where'd it go? Well, it's not important. Not important, but she does a beautiful job, and yeah, we've got quite the crowd in our chat as far as skill sets go. Why don't we do this? Let's play a game. Let's do this. Leave a comment and tell me your like greatest skill. Okay, say we had to start a cult. Okay, now stick with me. I'm not actually going to do it, but if I did, you'll be the first to know. Join the mailing list. But say we started a cult. I need to know what your skill is. Are you really good at gardening? Can you juggle? I mean, entertainment is important. I know some people don't think entertainment's important, but we need some fireside stand-up. I need to know who can start fires, who can put up drywall. We got a cake. We got the Geo cake, Nums Yums. So let me know in the comment section what your skill set is, and we'll get started on this Bachelor live stream here. It feels like it's just going to be one of those days. Abby Thomason will be, if she doesn't mind joining the cult, she can bring her husband, and Abby will for sure be the legal representation. You're going to need a lawyer when it comes to having a cult. The locals are not going to enjoy it when a cult comes to town. So we're going to need Abby there. Abby, are you familiar with cult law? We're going to need you to get on that cult law information here. G-Easty says you need to do some Survivor content. I've been binge watching all previous seasons of Survivor, and I will be recapping Survivor this fall. I've got a fire pit in the backyard. We're going to be doing our recaps from the fire pit. Firelight recaps, guys. Rachel says math, but I'm not sure that's what you mean. So we have a mathematician. French, speak it fluently. Rachel, parle français avec moi si tu veux. Je parle pas très bien, mais si tu avoir une conversation sur Instagram, je peux pratiquer la langue. Hey, Sarai is here with a 20. Thank you so much, Sarai. So much appreciated. Thank you for that, Sarai. Look at this.
What the soap opera is going on?
Should this be my donation button, the what the soap opera is going on? Cheers to you being so awesome. Wish me luck on my date Wednesday night. I haven't seen the guy since September. Oh, here comes the butterflies. Hey, Sarai, please. Okay, Sarai's got a date. I'm going to write this down. Sarai's got a date Wednesday night. Sarai, date Wednesday. Need update. So, Sarai, we're going to need an update from your date. Let me know what's the deal with this guy. What's the deal with the guy you've got a date with? Any good info you want to share with us, Sarai? Why did you see him in September but haven't seen him since? Tofu Destroyer is a paralegal. We have a good paralegal. Jacqueline Cabrera, an architecture student. Very nice. And if like the roof caves in on the place, be like, sorry, I'm still in school. You know what I mean? No big deal. Chrissy G is the fitness trainer. Chrissy, you do fitness. Do you have any fitness videos or anything you recommend? Do you do like Zoom or Instagram fitness? I don't mean to sound creepy, but you know I'm always down to promote a fitness. I feel like fitness trainers are very much like comedians in that you're only employed if you have people that want, you know, like as a stand-up. If you can't get an audience together, you can't perform. As a fitness trainer, if no one's going to show up to get trained, you're basically just doing a workout. Ash and Kirsten. Ash is a research psychologist in witchcraft. Kirsten, marketing and product design. What sort of witchcraft do you bring to the table there, Ash? Can we expect sort of a witchcraft? Can you make whittle together furniture, or are you like making people levitate? Tony Brooks in the house. Let's get this one.
The soap opera is going on.
Thank you, Tony Brooks. I appreciate the $5. And what the soap opera is going on. We appreciate you. I'm going to burn out that button. That's what I like to do, is burn out those buttons. Yeah, archaeologist would be good on Survivor. Absolutely. Because you got to dig for that immunity idol. You got to look for that immunity idol. Amber says, I thought you did a great job covering the story and love how you promoted Reality Steve in your coverage. Well, look, I mean, to be honest, the story wouldn't exist without Reality Steve. We wouldn't have a story without Reality Steve. I'll be honest, the only thing I knew about Reality Steve is stuff I read in Reddit. And I'm not here to slam Reddit. I'm just here to say, as an adult, I'm mad at myself for forming an opinion on him before getting to know him. Do you know what I mean? Because I would hate for someone to form an opinion on me based on what they read on Reddit about me. You know what I mean? Ash and Kirsten, no dark magic. Ash makes medicinal teas and does positive spells. Oh, I like a good positive spell. Yeah, please wrap us in some sort of positive spell. And also the medicinal teas seem like they work hand in hand with a positive spell. Oz is going to be the writer. Yeah, Oz, maybe you should be. Well, Oz is the sheriff, so we have Oz as the head sheriff. Rachel says, okay, I just want to say how much I love the variety of people in the chat. Somehow we're all drawn to The Bachelor for some reason. Well, Rachel, part of my positive spell that I'm going to be working on with Ash here is to make a live stream that involves very little of The Bachelor. It's not that I don't love The Bachelor. It's just a jumping off point. I think the joke is like, you know, you got to make a title to bring people in. You got to address the title in one way or another. But then if we end up talking about toes and witchcraft, then it's toes and witchcraft. Like, what are you going to do? You know, you got to take the conversation where it wants to go. You know, I don't want to be married to a specific topic if we're in the chat wanting to talk about something else. It's like with podcasting. It's like there's always that question, like, is what I'm saying interesting? And I think when you can find something that keeps you talking, like if you can explore a topic, it's interesting. If it's interesting to me, it's either A, interesting to you, or B, you're just going to stop watching. Like, we'll let the market speak for itself. Sarai says, leaving a voicemail about him if that's easier. Yes, that is, Sarai. Please tell me your first 3 digits just so I have it prepared. I do have a ton of voicemails. I don't want to go to voicemails for the sake of going to voicemails. I might have to make a separate voicemail video. I'll try to get through some of them. I'll try to get through the most recent ones during the chat, but there are a lot. And we'll see how it all goes. I also see repeat voicemails. If anyone ever sends me 2 voicemails, I'm just going to play the most recent one, because a lot of times people will like send a half voicemail and then they'll like they'll send it and then they'll, I don't know, not like what they said, and they'll resend it, and I don't know which one's better. Cult Orchestra. Yeah, we'll do some orchestra. Honestly, I find the toes more interesting than Bachelor topics sometimes. Am I weird? Not at all, Lauren. Not at all. What's wrong with a little love for the toes? Lisa Reed says I can play in the Cult Orchestra. That's right. Lisa Reed's got the oboe, and I'll be playing the baritone saxophone. That was my instrument I studied, baritone saxophone. One of the things I will be doing when I reach a level of income that affords me the chance to do this is buy a baritone saxophone. I estimate, let's see what a baritone saxophone costs. Baritone saxophone for sale. Oh, I spelled sale wrong. Let's see what a baritone. So a cheap baritone saxophone is going to cost you just over $3,000. But let's see. You don't want to buy it unless you're getting professional. Let's see what a professional baritone sax costs. When I can afford, it's still. Oh, here we go. What's a good brand of saxophone? I feel like these are the cheap brand. So when I can afford, and I'm talking, I mean, you can't afford to frivolously buy a saxophone unless everything else is covered in life. So I feel like this might be a stretch down the road, but I would love to, and I don't have the space for it or the armature, like the muscle strength. Hey, shout out to Tasha. But I would like, because the baritone saxophone is like the Barry White of the, you know what I mean? It's like, it's nice, it's sexy, it's low, it's a sexy instrument, and I would love to play my own intro, But anyway, that'll be there for the. We'll save that for the cult. Does the sheriff play the sax too? Oz, you play the sax? Very nice. There you go. I always had a bad quality baritone sax, but I still, you can get some real good notes. I've got some CDs of me playing from years ago, in the jazz band. If I can ever find it, I'll let you guys hear it. But anyway. I don't know, folks. The first one's more important. All right, well, let's do this. If you're in the chat now and you left a voicemail, I want to get to Sarai's voicemail, but I don't see any voicemails since before 4 p.m. Let's go to, there's a couple in here of people that I love. So, not that I don't love anybody else. There's so, it looks like everybody left a duplicate voicemail. All right, this one I'll play because it says what I have to say has nothing to do with The Bachelor, and I love a nice irreverent voicemail. So let's go straight to irreverence.
Hey, hello, Dave. So what I'm about to say has absolutely nothing to do with The Bachelor, and I wanted to say, first of all, thank you. Today has kind of been a pretty hard day for me. I have this thing called emetophobia, which is a phobia of throwing up, and it's really bad. Someone in my family got a COVID shot and they were reacting, and I was not doing okay. And honestly, the only thing that was there for me to watch that I could blast and not have to listen to everything going on was the video. And thanks for making me laugh. While I was hysterically crying. I'm making this sound very actually, genuinely, I really do appreciate the fact that when you post so often, and the fact that you're really funny and kind of easy to kind of take my mind off of that, and I really appreciate that, and I just wanted to say thank you. That's really all I wanted to say, and just, thank you.
Well, thank you.
Bye.
Thank you so much for calling. I've never heard of this. You've got a emetophobia. Am I pronouncing that right? An intense fear of vomiting. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, and I'm glad watching my content. If any of my ex-girlfriends watch me, it would make them vomit. So for you to say that by watching me prevents you from vomiting is actually impressive. So thank you so much. We are looking for, let's see, let's go to this voicemail
Hey,
here.
Dave, it's Rai. So, the guy.
The guy.
I met him on Plenty of Fish back in June, so this past summer. We've hooked up twice. We hooked up on the first date and didn't plan on it, but, when it happens, it happens. We definitely banged the Harrison. So then we met up again in September, hooked up again. We went out and everything, and then that happened. But what stops us from hanging out so much is A, COVID, and B, my pet sitting gigs, and because I work on the weekends. So it kind of makes it a little bit complicated in a way. And I don't like having people over when I'm pet sitting. It just feels, it doesn't feel right. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going over to his place and go from there. I just haven't seen him since then. So of course, butterflies. He's 35, so I'm only 3 years older than him. He's tall. He looks like a blonde Ben Savage.
Wow.
Minus the curly hair, but I've got a thing for Ben Savage. So anyway, that's my story about him. His name is Mark, so I'll be seeing him Wednesday. Anyway, all right, that's it. Bye.
Well, good luck to you, and I hope you have a savage date with this Ben Savage lookalike. I hope the year is wonderful for you, if anyone understands any of these references. Or was I thinking of Fred Savage? Oh, Ben Savage. Oh, I had the wrong Savage. Okay, Fred Savage. Hold on, let's get this right here. This is on me. Fred Savage is right here from Wonder Years. I actually know the dad from Wonder Years. Nice guy, Dan Loria. Now you like this Savage? He's a blonde-looking Savage. Boy Meets World. Are you his Topanga? Is that what's going on? Now I would normally warn you
to
be careful who you bang, but you're basically running the bases backwards, which is great. I love it, and I love this. I love that in today's world, you're more nervous to go on the date, but you've already bumped Harrison's. But that's a good thing. You know what? I like to remind people, if you're ever nervous about something, nerves are the same like hormones as excitement. So if you can take your nervous energy for a date and say, I'm excited for this date, then all of a sudden it goes from like, oh, what am I going to do to, oh, I know what I'm going to do, or who I'm going to do, you know what I mean? So anyway, I wish you the best. And of course, enjoy. If you want, Sarai, if you need to wear your Dave Neal merchandise sweatshirt, I won't stop you. You know what I mean? You do what you got to do. You do what you got to do. Is this a different call? Oh, you called earlier. Let's get a nice male caller in here. Let's see what we can see here. See a nice male caller.
Jason, from Toronto. Real quick on the Matt James, Rachel Grace thing. So at the 4-minute mark of the live that she's doing with the reality Steve, she said, Steve asked if Matt had reached out to her right after the breakup. Her response was that he started responding to her. That means she was sending messages and he wasn't responding until after the breakup. So to me, it sounds like maybe that he wanted to see where she was at with her feelings towards him. So that's when he invited her out to Miami, maybe, something more casual. And that's when she decided that she wasn't going to go, and then she went to bed. So it sounds more like she flaked. And then as soon as she did that, he decided to go all in with Rachel. Definitely doesn't make him a bad guy. Makes it seem more like a regular 2020 dating situation to me. That's all I had. Great work, though. Thanks.
All
Bye.
right, thank you. So you're saying basically that Matt James is just stuck in a scenario in which dating in 2021 sucks. Look, I'm not going to disagree with that, but I think there's too much, whenever we have a scenario like your call where there's a lot of sort of putting the pieces together, let's err on the side of needing more information. Now, so like I said, we can't look at Matt James and think he's the worst guy in the world. He most likely does not come out looking good, but at the same time, we don't have his side of the story. It's almost like when Blake was accused of playing all these different women, and then he releases the screenshot. of Kaylin like begging him to let her come over, and you go, oh, this is different. So if there's a scenario in which Matt James releases a text message, and again, I'm making this up, I don't know if this exists, but if there's a scenario in which Matt James releases a text message, screen grab, that's basically like, I'm single, I think we should move on, but if you want to work things out, we can try, but I'm still going to see other people. And if she sends a winky face like, sure, let's do that, then then you can't hate the guy for doing what he's doing. We don't know his side of the story. I tend to think that the women, that the most obvious story is that he was trying to keep Rachel Kirk Cuddle happy while that died down, but he was also still playing the field. That's what I think is the most common scenario. But I can't prosecute him over that because I don't know his side. I actually agree with the caller, I think, and yes, remember Blake. Yeah, so and again, I'm not agreeing with the caller so much as I'm saying there is more information that needs to be known before I decide that Matt's a terrible guy. We don't know. Matt James is a literal fart sandwich, says Jessica Lee. I can't wait for him to be a stale fart sandwich so we can go into the next story. Well, hey, look, I mean, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, we're going with these new voicemails here because there's so many to get through. We're just going to randomly pick them apart.
Hi, Dave. This is Adriana, and
Ooh.
I'm calling from Washington.
Adriana.
I just wanted to leave you a voicemail letting you know that you have really been helping me through this entire crazy time in my life. And I know people always tell you this stuff, but you're amazing, and I love the work that you do. I just want to ask for some prayers and some thoughts and whatever else you could think of, just sending my way. I am undergoing surgery this next week on Friday to remove a brain tumor that I have. Wow. And this isn't to get you to, say you're sorry or to get people to think any sort of way. I just want to let people know that, life is hard. We all know that. But we can get through things. And this community has really helped me to try to get through things. And just the positivity that I've received in the comment sections and all of that, like, I got my insurance taken away.
I just lost you there for a second.
This last year, and it's been hard. And I lost my job, and it's been hard. And, it's scary, but I'm going to get through it. And I just want to be a bright light to everybody, and let them know that it's okay. Whatever you're going through, it's okay. It's going to be okay. We have each other, and we have positive people like Dave to help us get through these things. So anyways, not to take up too much time. I'm sorry. I know I already have. But thank you very much, and let's all be there for each other. All right. Bye-bye.
Adriana. Could you imagine if I cut you off at a minute? It was like, Adriana, look, you gave me goosebumps here. You gave me goosebumps. To address the first part of your voicemail, saying that you wanted to let me know that I've been helpful with this tough time. I'm the type of guy where, like, my love language is I want compliments, but when I get them, I feel awkward and I push them away. But in the head, I still want them. In my head, I'm like, come on. And outwards, I'm like, no. And then in my head, I'm like, come on, more. No, so I'm seriously want you to know that whatever karmatic thing that has happened with the live stream, I equally have been blessed by you guys, by people like you sharing your story. I'm going to send you all the positive energy and prayers in the world. You're not alone out there. I know Teresa in Arizona, she's been going through chemo, and there's a lot of people. We have someone in Florida who's been bedridden. So, she's been stuck with nowhere else to go but the conversations we can have through the live stream. So whether it's a global pandemic or people with other issues that prevent us from necessarily always getting out there into the gardens, we've been in this world of ours and maintaining this human connection. The world that we live in, my philosophy from things I've read is that time and space operate sort of like all at once. Like we don't, like me hearing my story from you in Washington State isn't any farther away than if you were right next to me telling me that story. I feel so connected to you. And I think that vicarious feeling is something that all humans can tap into. So with that said, if anyone can think of positive energy to send your way, I think just the thought and action of thinking about you, Adriana, is helpful. And I just ask anyone out there to just put themselves in Adriana's shoes. And I hope you feel like you've got the comfort of all of us by your side at the hospital. Please give me an update. And thank you so much for sharing. I can't imagine how brave you must be to even call and share such a challenging thing that's going on in your life. I can't imagine. And to think we live in a country where people are losing their health care during a pandemic makes me want to run through a brick wall. It really does. Whether it's a GoFundMe or whatever it is that you end up putting together to help you with your costs, please share it with us, and we can share it with all of the Bachelor community. Maybe we can get contestants to reshare or whatever the case may be. You shouldn't have to worry about that type of stuff when you're having a brain tumor removed. Wish you the best. Please give us updates. And thank you for being a part of the community that you helped build, okay? Everyone who's in the community that goes, oh, the people are so nice in here. It's not an accident. They're good people. And they're here because they, you guys kind of believed in me and I'm believing in you guys and we're kind of doing it. Avery loves the community. We love you. All right, Ariana, I'm assuming you're in the chat. I haven't been reading the chat. I've been trying to talk to you. And, but yeah, doesn't it kind of suck that we live in a country where the main reason people use GoFundMe is to pay for their medical expenses? Is this not enraging? Yeah, Abby, we'll set something up for Adriana. Slide me into your DMs or slide into my DMs or something. How old am I? Slide me into your DMs. Loop me up and just slide me into those DMs of yours. So anyway, I'm going to move it along. But please keep me updated. I appreciate you sharing your story with me. Alrighty. We love Brianna in Santa Cruz. Let's hear from her.
Brianna from Santa Cruz. I was just wondering if you've seen the latest Deuxmoi post about Matt James, or Deuxmoi, as a reality Steve would say. So this is 25 minutes ago. It says Matt James, The Bachelor. So Matt James was hooking up with this girl named Grace Blank on IG. I saw them out together a few times with other people. She's the reason people think he's in touch with the other Grace Blank girl. I don't know if they're still together talking or what, but they were for sure close. Anon, please. And then Deuxmoi said,
oh, I lost you there. Hold on. Sorry. Keep going.
So this person is saying there are two Graces associated with Matt, and the one who came forward is not the most recent Grace. Curious to hear your thoughts about the great work.
Oh, right, Brianna. I'm looking for this. Okay, here we are. So I think this is it. This is what you just said. Matt James hooking up with the girl named Grace on IG. I saw them out together a few times with other people. She's the reason people think he's in touch with the other Grace. I don't know if they're still talking or what, but they were for sure close. Now, when it comes to Deuxmoi, these are all like completely unvetted submission forms. So we don't know like what this is, but we'll listen. Now, my whole thought with Matt James has been this. If he was two-time and Rachel Kirk Cuddle, if he was doing all these things, there should be like 30 other women that would reach out and be like, yeah, he did the same with me. It's never like a one and done type of thing. So the question is, will other people come forward? Are there multiple Graces? Is Grace a popular name out there? God knows. God knows. Give this man some grace, and what he'll do is he'll call another one. Lots of grace being bestowed.
First of all, my prayers go to, this is Karen from Huntsville, by the way.
Karen, how are you?
First of all, my prayers go out to Adriana, and I hope God's angels are watching over you while you get that surgery for your brain tumor, and God bless you. And Dave, I think you are doing a super job, and I think you're super cute, but it's too bad I'm old enough to be your mama. And, I still think Matt James is a paramecium. So you're doing a great job, sweet. Okay, bye-bye.
Grace Amerling, I'm trying to look this up right now. So thank you so much. We had Karen from Texas. Can you believe it? The infamous Karen from Texas. Thank you so much for the call and for your thoughts and prayers. They are very much appreciated. All right, let's go to this paramecium. That's a paramecium. That's a term I haven't really looked up in a while. So just when you thought Karen couldn't be any more interesting here, a paramecium is a unicellular organism with a shape resembling the sole of a shoe. It ranges from, so basically you're saying he's a very low-dimensional person, which, hey, you might not be wrong. I think we can all agree with Karen from Huntsville. Who would have thought? So let's go over here to Megan in Connecticut, hear what Megan has to say. And, so we're talking about Grace. So this is the first Grace. We got Grace number 1 over here, professional horse rider. A paramecium, we got that covered, Jessica Lee. You learn something new every day, I tell you that much, folks. I think I have a button for that. You learn something new every day. Maybe I got rid of it. All right, I used to have them. Oh, there it is, folks. I have that button there. I'm trying my best here. But, Oz left a voicemail. All right, we'll get to Oz's voicemail. Let's go play Oz's voicemail here. All right. Oh, man. A lot of multiple voicemails, guys. I'm trying my best. To get to him here.
Sheriff here. So, judging by Matt's actions, I don't think he ever wants to get married, and I don't think he'll say anything on the topic. He'll just let it slide and fall into the abyss. And by let it slide, he'll slide into many other girls' DMs. And so yeah, I just don't think that he ever wants to get married, judging by his actions. And we'll see what he does going forward. But like I said, I don't think that he's gonna speak on the subject at least anytime soon. So have a good one, everyone, and we'll see you in the chat.
What?
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Soap opera is going on.
Thank you, Oz. Appreciate you. Still learning how to work the systems over here. I thought Grace looked like Becca. Grace is very beautiful. Grace Ammerling. We don't have too many photos for her. She's, I believe, deactivated her Instagram. So you know how I stand. It's like if someone doesn't want their things to be public, then I'm not going to look any farther for them. So she's out there doing the Lord's work. This is the tea from Matt James. I mean, what am I supposed to do? Report on this? I'm going to get into Colton Underwood in a second. So hold your thoughts for Colton Underwood. But let me ask you this. You know what? No. Yeah, I'll ask you this. Leave a voicemail right now, because I'm going to talk about this in about 5 minutes. Leave a voicemail right now. Would you guys, and please, if I could just get a couple of you guys to leave a voicemail with this specific topic, I'll play these right away. But let me know, would you watch a documentary of Colton Underwood if he discussed the situation that went down? Because there's rumors he's going to have a documentary coming in Netflix. Would you watch that documentary? And would you watch the documentary if it doesn't acknowledge the situation with Cassie Randolph? Let me know what you guys think about that. And I will play those voicemails next, because I did want to talk about that. I didn't feel like making a whole separate video about it, but I will be talking about it because it's a very interesting scenario, a very interesting rumor that we have going on. So yeah, we've got Grace. Several Graces apparently are happening. Yeah, Crafty Beach is right. Chris Harrison asked for more Grace, and they were like, "Get me some Graces," and the producers were like, "I think we got a couple in the casting department." So there you go. Paramecium soundbite. I'm gonna run out of sound bites here. I've only got a limited number of buttons on my thing. Colton is so 5 minutes ago. Well, that begs the question: would you watch the documentary? We'll talk about it in a second, because I want to give people a chance to leave a voicemail if they have a thought on the matter. Is this I don't know if that last one is about Colton or not. Chris says it's a no from me. Says only if he talks about it. All right, well, let's you know what then? Let's do this. Let me see if this is a Colton voicemail or not.
Hey Dave, it's Avery, and first, my prayers go out to Adriana. I hope everything works out the way that God has planned for you, and I hope that everything goes smoothly. Other than that, I feel like Matt and kind of just everybody that's getting on Bachelor's nerve is definitely an amoeba. You might have to look that up too. Not the Amoeba Sisters, if you ever watched those in school when you were younger. No, a literal amoeba, which similar to a paramecium is a single cellular, I'm like consumer cellular, a single-celled organism, except it's like very, very dangerous. So we'll have to keep an eye on them and their Illuminati feet.
The more you know.
That is all I have to say. I'm probably going to take a power nap now, but keep on doing what you do, and let's just send good vibes to everyone in the chat.
Good
Love
vibes.
y'all.
Good vibes to everybody in the chat. Amen to that. Looks like we've got a couple phone calls in about the Colton Underwood situation, so I will talk about it right now then. I'm just trying to earmark this time here so we can know exactly when we're getting into it. So let's pull up the graphic here. I think this is it. I think I got this one, and then let me see if I got another one. It looks like I'm missing a graphic that I want. Let me pull this up here. So, all right, let's get right into this chat, and we will potentially just clip this for a video tomorrow morning. So hang in there in the chat section. All right, so the topic today that I wanted to speak about specifically is the Colton Underwood situation. There is a rumor here on Deuxmoi, and as we know, all of the rumors on Deuxmoi are not necessarily substantiated. Anyone can leave a rumor. We'll have to see in the coming weeks whether it's true or not. But there was several rumors here. Now I know the writing's horrible here, but let me see if I can read it. Colton Underwood at Stateside Kitchen. It's basically an Instagram. Deuxmoi is an Instagram account where it just shares gossip of people that, you know, what they saw, what they heard, taking shots with girls and giving them his number. So, you know, someone took a photo of Colton Underwood, and then let's see. I got this text. Major announcement coming from Colton in the coming weeks. Netflix doc will follow this story. Anonymous NDAs were signed. So the question is, would you watch a documentary of Colton Underwood, and will it involve the Cassie Randolph story? As you guys know, let me pull this up. Atonement. What I've been talking about, a lot of people have said they don't want to hear from Colton Underwood. Please go off and, you know, and be done with. And then a lot of other people have said, well, like, let the guy be his, you know, whatever. Let him go on with his life. And my thought is, he never apologized. He never admitted sin. He never asked for grace. He never said, like, I'm going to aim to do better. He did the whole PR thing, which is don't admit fault, go rogue. And then he posts this right here today. And look, I want the guy to have as much mental health. You know, I want him to be healthy and happy. But, like, this doesn't look like a healthy man. He posted this. Understand this. You can sound confident and have anxiety. You can look healthy but feel like crap. You can look happy and be miserable inside. You can be good looking and feel ugly. So be kind, because every person is fighting a battle you know nothing about. Now, I think we do know the battle that Colton Underwood is fighting, and I think the authenticity of getting it off your shoulders is going to release that burden. Obviously, everybody's got our own flaws we deal with. Sometimes we look put together when we're not, just like Colton said. Maybe he's talking about someone else's anxiety. Maybe he's talking about his own. This might be a cry for help. As we know, he brought his Instagram back, but he doesn't post photos, so people can't leave comments. He's kind of curated an image that he's, you know, helping dogs out through his for-profit charity. He's working to restore a home. He's doing things that normal guys would do. But what he hasn't done is addressed the fact that he and his ex-girlfriend have settled. She has dropped charges of him stalking her when it was very clear she had all the evidence needed to convict him of said charges, including him just admitting to it from whatever toxic love and addictions he has, all those things. So now to receive this announcement, which isn't an announcement, but it says major announcement coming from Colton in the coming weeks, next Netflix doc. If this documentary is about anything other than the issues he has had with his relationship, with his stalking, with all of that, it will be a huge bust. I mean, if he's putting out content and doesn't address the elephant in the room, then this is going to be a big no-no. Let's play a few of your voicemails and see what you guys have to say. Again, we don't know exactly what this is about. We don't know what this is going to be about, so we're just kind of hypothesizing here. But again, it won't be a good look for Colton if he doesn't address this gigantic... Oh, wrong person. If he doesn't address this gigantic elephant in the room.
Hi. This is Donna from Kansas City. And I wanted to talk about Colton Underwood. Yeah, I would watch the documentary if he was going to be truthful and, honest and forgiving, to her, because I can't believe what he did and then denied it and then said he did. But yeah, I would watch it if he was going to be truthful about it. But if he wasn't going to be honest, no. Thank you.
Yeah, I think I agree with you there. And again, whenever documentaries are produced in today's day and age, it's almost like, well, what is the documentary something where you're getting final cut? Because if you're getting final cut of a documentary, chances are you're going to sculpt a sort of image that you want. People want, you
can't handle the truth.
People want not just the truth, and not everybody. GJ, we appreciate your comment in the comment section. GJ says, Colton has shown some self-awareness. He doesn't owe us an apology. I can't imagine the shame he has already experienced being exposed on a public stage. He doesn't need to grovel to us. I want him to understand that the way we have followed the story is very much the way he followed Cassie late at night in her alleyway. He doesn't owe me an apology, but nearly every woman out there has been a victim in one way or another, or had a close friend or family member that was a victim of some form of manipulation, of some form of domestic abuse, mental, psychological, physical. To atone for his sins, because he's Christian, and I think that should be an important thing, to atone for his sins. Look, atonement, what is the message of atonement? Perspective. The most essential theme of atonement is the way an individual's perspective inevitably shapes his or her reality. That's the movie. Sorry. What is that? I want to know atonement biblically. What does atonement mean to you? What does it mean? What does it mean to atone for your sins? Because it's not just about acknowledging your sins to make amends, to provide or serve as reparation or compensation for something bad or unwelcome, usually plus, that's where it ends there. So the idea of that Colton needs to move on with his life, that he probably feels enough shame. Now, the pendulum needs to swing past his personal shame to a place of how is he going to help future athletes, future men, understand when they're having thoughts of possessiveness, understand when, you're taught, as an athlete, right? He grew up his whole life. And again, he's got whatever disorder he has. I'm not a psychologist, but you're taught to fight past the pain. Don't take no for an answer. Never quit. Hustle. You're whatever. And then you apply that to your dating life and it's like, whoa, bad. No, you have to listen. There's a nuance there. So for as far as Colton's concerned, I don't think it's healthy for his scenario to just do better and move on. I think it's really good for him to use his platform to educate others.
Hey Dave, this is Eat, Drink, and Be Merry. I am calling from Florida and I'm weighing in on the Colton situation. And personally, I think it's bad enough that we had to watch his season of The Bachelor. I would not tune in to the Netflix drama, no matter what. So, and I think that he should definitely leave Cassie out of it. That's my 2 cents. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Eat, drink, and be merry indeed. And of course, Sarah says Colton should donate to a charity of domestic violence and then live his life away from the limelight. Any psychologists in the cult? Yeah, we're going to need a psychologist in the cult here. Sandy says, I don't hate Colton. Just looking for more 15 minutes of fame and pay. Maybe it will be about his virginity, all we used to hear, because can't want this. Stephanie says, is Cassie still shipping a reality TV show? I'm pretty sure she never actually was shipping a reality TV show. That was actually a rumor that was started to sort of discredit her. I believe if anyone wants to provide any links to prove otherwise, I am all ears.
Hi, Dave. This is Justine from the Bronx, New York. To answer your question on whether I would watch a documentary that Colton Underwood would have based off of what happened with Cassie. I would, as long as it follows his mental health journey and it goes through the process of him getting better and hopefully realizing his actions were not okay and how he's going to grow from there and be an advocate for women who have gone through similar situations. That's the only way I would watch. But thank you. Love what you do. Keep up the good work.
Justina from the Bronx, thank you for your call. And then we have Abby in the comment section saying, kind of questioning. Abby says, I don't think a documentary would be healthy for Cassie. It's hard to know what would be healthy for Cassie. Obviously, you want to consider her. She's a victim of this and all. But it's also, in some ways, it's almost bigger than her. Again, I mean that with all due respect to Cassie. You would kind of want him to, have converse with her as to whether or not to go forward with this. But then again, we don't even know if this is what the documentary is all about. My point being is that I think in partly, I can shine light on these things all I want. My mom was, who doesn't have family members that have been victims of domestic violence or assault or manipulation or stalking. My fiance, everybody, has been telling their stories, and it's heart-wrenching. And I think for someone like Colton, with his following, with the elephant that's in the room, to sit down, I've always said do a podcast, because I personally would prefer like a long podcast talking about his sins, not in a way where again, guys, I'm not the type of person that's like, you need to pay for this and just like put his head in it, like you train a dog, just put his head in the pee and be like, no, bad. But there is something that needs to be done. And I wouldn't have made these videos if there was something being done about it. You know what I mean? It's almost like at least Chris Harrison apologized. Sure, it took him several apologies. Sure, people think it sucked or is performative, but at least he did it. All Colton has done is say Cassie wasn't wrong for filing the charges. She has dropped them. What? Let's see if there's a few more voicemails.
Dave, this is Pam from Summit, Illinois. No, I would not. I would never listen to that. You're doing a great job. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Well, thank you so much, Pam. And look, we don't even, like I said, we don't know what the documentary is about or if it's even real news. Abby, our friend here, third-year law student, did I have that right? Abby says, one of my closest friends had a husband who tracked her car, eventually ended up beating her so badly she was permanently hurt. One of the things that inspired me to be a prosecutor. Abby, good on you for seeing injustice and in wanting to do your part. Good on you. That's Abby, of course.
You can't handle the truth.
The law, Abby over there. She says the behavior does tend to escalate to violence. And again, you compare, God knows what sort of a CTE, O.J. Simpson was a football player. O.J. Simpson was possessive, and I guess I have to say allegedly murdered 2 people, right? And people go, oh, how can you compare what he did to O.J.? How can you not? I mean, it doesn't mean that Colton's guilty of that level, but it means if we're not going to address the things that are illegal that happened, okay? This isn't Taylor Nolan tweeting racist stuff. This is like something illegal happened. I'm not saying what Taylor Nolan did was right, but you understand that there's a difference between your rights to be a racist bigot or ignorant or whatever versus doing something illegal, which is messing with a specific another person's merriment, really. It just makes you wonder, like, what else is going to be done if he's not going to take the initiative, and will it be done within the documentary?
Hey, Dave. My name is Daniela. I'm calling from Toronto.
Oh, this is a different... I'm going to save your voicemail because it's for a different convo. So let me see if there's any more voicemails. I'll play one last voicemail regarding Colton, and then we'll move on to another subject.
Dave, it's Brianna again. Regarding the Colton documentary sitch, I would watch the documentary on him if it did cover the whole Cassie scandal. I think it would be kind of ridiculous to have a documentary without including her in it.
Right.
I mean, not necessarily that she has to be interviewed in it, but he should probably talk about the subject because it's kind of ridiculous if he just completely sideswipes side. So that's my opinion. I still wouldn't be that enthralled to watch it, but I'll watch it. Hell, what else do we have to watch?
What else do we have to watch? Well, you can watch my live streams. Maybe I'll live stream as I watch it. We'll see. This could be all fabricated. Who knows? We'll have to see. Some harrowing conversations in the chat room. My heart goes out to all of you. Some people are sharing their stories. For those that are watching this individual clip, there's a live stream with the chat that people kind of share their stories. And CTE it's a weird thing, and I'm not saying that's what it is, but you've got football in itself is like a very like a violent sport, and a lot of crazy stuff happens. And then all of a sudden he literally went from football to Bachelorette to Bachelor in Paradise to Bachelor to a pandemic. So I am extending grace towards him to say, man, you went from having all these things that were propping you up for whatever your addictions were, whatever the stress was from being on national TV and wanting to be liked and criticized and falling in love, and the person that you fall in love with doesn't love you back, you hop a fence. I'm giving grace there. But then when that all went away, when the pandemic hit, and all of us were forced to reckon with like who we are as a person, and we're forced to reckon with who we are when the rest of the world is stripped away from us, he went to a dark place. That's the documentary I want to see. I want to hear what he has to say. And on a platform as large as that, not worrying about his profits, whatever. Pay him, don't pay him, whatever. To hear his story and to prevent possibly that happening to other people that might be in very similar situations, I'm on board with that every day of the week. All right, we're going to move on to our next topic here. And looks like, we're over an hour, so let's just keep it going. We'll get out of here in a little bit. Let's go to Daniela. We're back to talking. We could talk all day about this.
Hey, Dave. My name is Daniela. I'm calling from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. I'm a huge fan. Love your commentary. In regards to this whole Matt, Rachel, Grace drama, I feel like I completely agree with Becca Martinez. And I feel like, something's in the background, sorry.
No worries.
I feel like Matt has not been given any grace in this situation. And I think we saw on his season that he's a super nice.
Oh, sorry. Oh, geez, sorry. Why don't I do better?
People pleaser. And I think what happened is that Rachel really felt bad about the whole, antebellum thing. And that she really was ignorant and she didn't mean to hurt anybody's feelings. And she's probably been begging for forgiveness because she really likes the guy. And I think Matt is a people pleaser and he's just been too nice to kind of shut her down. Like we even saw that. And after the final rose, he just didn't say anything. Your mom says, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. And meeting mixed race like Matt, and I'm also darker skinned like Matt, so if you looked at me you wouldn't know I was mixed race. I completely understand his perspective, and if I was him I would be offended, but he seems like too nice of a guy to try and tell Rachel that, and I think he's just been keeping his options open and talking to people, and that's not a crime, so I don't think he did anything wrong.
Well, thank you so much, Daniela, calling from Toronto, Canada. And your opinion, you're not alone. I'm somewhere in between. I'm not sharp. I'm not lighting up my I'm not sharpening up my pitchfork and lighting my tiki torch or whatever the mob does. I'm not there, but I'm also like leaning back going, all right, what do you have to say for yourself? You know what I mean? I feel like I'm the dad waiting on the porch being like, all right, okay, I'll listen. But you're going to need some of Abby Thomason's legal prowess to convince me otherwise, because I'm a little cynical right now. And that's kind of where I'm at. I'm cynical towards, I'm for sure skeptical of Matt James, but I'm willing to hear what he has to say, because so far we've just heard Reality Steve, who, like I've said before, his stories, while his spoilers pan out most of the time, we don't have to operate on a most of the time basis when it comes to someone's character. So just because he gets it right most of the time doesn't mean he gets carte blanche to have this topic and not hear Matt's side of the story. Unfortunately, I doubt we'll hear Matt's side of the story, but let's hear what we have next.
Hey, Dave. This is Dan calling from the bathroom, taking a poop, just like Matt James just did to Rachel Kirk Cuddle. Hashtag Matt's kind of a scumbag. But he really didn't do anything wrong. He's just kind of a scumbag.
What the soap opera is going on?
Thank you, Dan, calling in from the bathroom. Like any gentleman would. He's calling in from the bathroom. Shout out to Ash and Kirsten for the 5. Thank you so much. Send positivity and love to all the chat. Keep doing what you do, Dave. Well, thank you so much. I missed one earlier. The Progressive Defender. Love the content. I LOL'd at the title of this stream. Just wanted to stop by to say that. Thank you so much. I appreciate you very much. Thank you. We're going to take a few more calls. And yeah, there isn't much else to say, by the way. Isn't this just a beautiful, I mean, look, you can't judge a book by a cover, but, you know, part of me does want to think that Rachel is feeling better. You know, I don't know. Maybe it's a good Instagram filter, but part of me does want to feel like she's sort of on the way out of this nightmare of a scenario that she's been in. And I know she'll never say that she's a victim in all of this, but she is for sure collateral damage to her previous ignorance and a lot of other issues that she couldn't have expected would come, 1 year ago today. She is a different person, probably spiritually, and I think she's going to come out of this on top. But power to her for sort of reckoning with that and trying to move forward as a better person, because that's what I'm seeing. I could be wrong with regards to Matt James. We've taken different calls with regards to Matt James. Didn't do anything illegal. If he wants to share his side of the story, all ears. A couple more voicemails here. Looks like we're back on Colton. Let's talk about that.
It's Brianna again, and I promise this is my last call. Last thing about Colton that kind of builds on the CTE theory, I guess, and I think this might be kind of a touchy subject, but I've been kind of theorizing. I wonder if Colton has experienced some sexual abuse of his own throughout the sports world that he's experienced for, over half his life. I don't think it would be too far-fetched, and I think that it would explain a lot about, his virginity and maybe his repressed feelings and, just some of what's going on. Curious to hear your thoughts, and thanks for always being great and playing my voicemails. Take care.
Brianna, thank you so much. I'm going to ask, I just had a thought. It's a little different from your voicemail. And I can't really, with the heaviness of what may or may not have happened to Colton in his past, I can't address that. I don't know. But, everyone is just a product of whatever scar tissue we bring along with our life. That really is the reason I want him to talk. I know it'll be better for him. I know it will be better for him if he shares what the hell was going on through his head, shares how lonely it must have felt to be walking through the alley late at night. I mean, Elizabeth Anderson says, what is your blog channel? I keep trying to find it in your comments, and I may be being stupid, but I don't see a link. Just search Dave Neal Vlogs on YouTube. If you go to YouTube, right here, YouTube, and then you just type in, and I've got 2 videos, and I got a good one coming up this Thursday, which is going to be the one of me moving. Dave Neal Vlogs. And as you guys know, in a few weeks, we'll be making the cake vlog, which I think is going to be a big one. I'm pretty sure if you just search Dave Neal Vlogs, you'll get it right there. 914 subscribers with 2 videos. It's way more successful than I could have imagined at this time. Once we hit 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, it becomes monetized. And I thank you guys so much for that. I thank you for your feedback. So thank you so much. Yeah, vlog, video log. It's called a vlog. Just a video log. And what the hell was I going to talk about? Oh, if anyone wants to take a photo with them as a big spoon with their dog and tag me in it, I'll reshare it on Instagram. I fully support that happening. Oh, I haven't had my... There's my little Instagram right there, So I'll do that. I'll do one with my dog's 55 pounds, but I think I can still be a big spoon for him. You know what I'll do? Here's my challenge for you guys. See if you can reenact this photo from Rachel Kirk Cuddle, big spooning her dog. If you want to put a hoodie on and a blanket, be my guest. I'm going to force Tasha to do this, and I'm going to tag it, and we'll see if you guys want to do the same. Tag me in it so I can share it. If you don't tag me in the Instagram story, I can't share it. GJ says, I just think it's too soon for Colton. If Colton hasn't fully addressed his issues, he can't be a spokesman. No, I totally understand. But, he could have somebody like walk him along the his process as he kind of figures it all out. Abby Reed says, where can we find your merch, Dave? So the merch site, is L-Dog in the room? The merch site isn't attached to, guys, I know I've overpromised this. The merch site is live, but it's not attached to my YouTube. Tasha and L-Dog both have different merchandise that they're putting on the site. As soon as I get the green light, I'm gonna, and not to say it's kind of like off-season house cleaning that we're doing, housekeeping. As soon as I get the green light, I'm gonna merge the merchandise site so it appears on all of my videos. It'll be like a little bar below the video. So until then, I don't have the link offhand just now, but it's out there. So follow me on Instagram or DM me and I'll get it to you. But it's coming. It's got to be this week. It's got to be this week that I link it, and I'm going to send out a newsletter. I do apologize. None of that's happened yet. I just didn't want to send the newsletter out so the merch is ready. We've been delayed on that. And anyway, yeah, Paramecium hoodies. Let's do some Paramecium hoodies. Well, let's wrap it up. I got to go watch American Idol. Boy, I'm glad I'm not recapping that American Idol. Like, I enjoy it, but I'm glad I'm not recapping it. I'll play a couple more voicemails.
Hey, it's Ashley from Florida. I don't think that Matt did anything wrong. He's acting like a single guy, and the point of being single is exploring your options, and that's exactly what he's doing. I think a lot of times women read too much into, if a guy's texting me, then that means we're exclusive. If he says he loves me, no. Guys are pretty black and white. If they're exclusive, they will tell you we are exclusive, and they'll show you that by taking you with their family and being with you all the time. And they'll actually, say, I want to get engaged. If that's not the case, then there's no reason for everyone to be so upset. And about the modern dating thing, if you talk to your parents or anyone who's older, they'll tell you that when you're dating, the whole point is to explore options so that way when you get engaged, you can be sure that's the person you want to be engaged to. Thanks, Dave. Love your show. Bye.
Thanks so much for the call. Well, the only way, here's where I'll not disagree with you, but there's a very specific Black Swan event. By Black Swan event, I mean something that's completely out of the normal that has happened with Rachel, Kirk Cuddle, and Matt James. So while it's tricky because while he may have wanted to pause dating, let Rachel work, and take his space, does that count as a break? You know what I mean? It's very specific to this scenario. So were they on a break? Were they expecting to get back together? Did he promise her, we're together, let's just lay low, you do the work, I'll do mine, I'll see you in New York when I see you? If that's the case, then I think it was wrong what he did with Grace. Or did he just lead someone on in a vague area? It was probably a little bit more of a gray area. But if you really love someone, if you really want to make it work, maybe, because it's not like him and Rachel didn't consummate it and do this thing. I mean, they had been together for several months, and then this stuff happened. So they had been together on Valentine's Day and all these other times when they were together. They were together as a relationship. Done. Finito. So then when they go on this sort of like break, when he changes tunes, it's, did they break up because of this, or were they on pause, and what were the parameters of the situation? Maybe Rachel assumed they were still together. Maybe, and no one's addressed this, maybe Rachel and him knew they weren't together, and Rachel's fine with how it all played out. And she said, you know what? We weren't together, but I still figured you would have gone to bat for me a little bit more than you did. And the more time I've had to think about you not going to bat for me, the more I realize maybe you're just not my guy. And maybe that's the answer she got. Either way, we'll have to see. Yeah, if you want to take a photo with your cat, I'll accept any photo submissions with any sort of animal. So if you have an animal and you want to spoon the animal with a hoodie on, tag me in the Instagram and I'll repost it. And what should we name this style of photo? The Rachel Kirk Connell, the Kirk Connell spoon? I don't know. Maybe we should just call it the Rachel spoon. Either way, whatever. Just tag me in it. Sarah says, I actually don't know why I'm on Matt's side, to be honest. I just really am. That's okay. Rachel says, I think this is an age thing too. I might have agreed with the caller 10 years ago. Now I'm done with that garbage. Sonia said, been married 25 years. There are great men and women out there. Dump the losers. Move on. You are worth it. Well, there it is. And to sum that up,
be careful who you bang.
You just got to be careful who you bang. You know what I mean? So many amazing comments. I'm going to get out of here because I think I'm done for the day. I think I've made 5 videos today. It was a very successful day. A lot of people have been watching. I was a little nervous. because, I don't want my content to be depending on the demise of others. But I do understand when there is very dramatic things that happen, I'm going to get a spike in views. I appreciate you guys sticking around regardless, sharing your heart-wrenching stories. Just it really, talking back to Adriana and your brain tumor surgery, it puts the pressure on me, not in a bad way, to really give you the best I can when I show up to this. And I like to. I don't want to half-ass what I'm doing. I want to be present for all of you guys with whatever mundane tasks you're doing throughout the day. Whether it's watching your kids, mowing the lawn. And some of you guys write in and tell me the most hilarious things that you're doing. Someone's in jury duty and you're watching my things. We got our friend in San Diego. She's, a hostess. She's literally at work serving gelato and talking to us. I absolutely love all of you guys for all of the energy you give me. All right, let's go to Susan.
David, Susan Rich in Washington.
Hey, Susan.
I'm going to try to talk fast.
Take your time.
I want to talk about Colton just a moment. Again, quickly, I think mothers of daughters have a responsibility to, teach their daughters about independence, looking out for themselves in relationships. But I think that mothers of sons and all parents and everyone needs to be aware of education for sons as well. This is why I would be for Colton talking if he was honest and real and authentic and talked about the process of how he got to where he was, acknowledging it. The reason I say that, it probably started small somewhere. There are probably boys, young men who are having feelings that are confusing them and don't know how to move forward, don't know how to recognize what might be happening. Anyway, I'm trying to cut it short, but thank you, and you're doing great, and thank you to everybody out there looking out for each other.
Thank you so much, Susan. Yeah, and part of the problem with Colton is that whatever support system he had was stripped away during the pandemic. So his breakup could have been exacerbated by not having his normal world around him. And that's on him to figure out, but it's also on your friends to pull you out of dark places. And maybe Colton never surrounded himself with quality people in that way, but you know that Cassie did. Cassie's got a family that fought for her, that's taking care of her. So while I definitely feel, obviously she's the victim, but I just feel like she's covered. I feel like she's taken care of by her family and she's got strong men there. And then I see Colton and it's what kind of bad, shoddy advice are you getting, Colton? You know what I mean? So anyway, folks, I guess we're going to end it there. I did want to address one comment there. Oh my gosh, Abby Thomason, did you call it the Kirk Cuddle? I want to make sure I give you credit. Was that you? Who said Kirk Cuddle first? Amanda B? Oh, I want to give credit where it's due. Who invented the term Kirk Cuddle? That's exactly what you need to call it. All right, here's what you have to do. All right, are you guys listening? This is Rachel Kirk Connell. Big spooning a dog, and we're going to call it the Kirk Cuddle. So send a photo to me, tag me on Instagram at DNeals with you spooning your pet and with a hoodie on if you have it, and call it the Kirk Cuddle, and I'm going to repost all of them, and maybe that'll be, maybe Rachel Kirk Connell will make her day. Who knows? But anyway, you guys have been fantastic. Somebody had asked me, Sonia said, I'm going to answer this. Sonia said, wait, are you an uncle, niece, or nephew? Well, I might have jumped the gun a little bit yesterday morning, coming from the other coast, but I do have to report, as of 8:25 last night, your boy is an uncle. Big shout out to my baby brother for him and his fiance delivering a beautiful baby boy. I mean, beautiful. Wish I could be there, other side of the country. Healthy baby boy. He was in a 2-day delivery. He came out kicking and screaming. And I'm very happy that my family welcomes another healthy baby. Boy, it does make you want a baby, right? But there's nothing like being an uncle where you're hold the baby. Baby smells. Give it away. Give it to somebody else. Uncles don't do diapers. Hashtag uncles don't do diapers. Yeah, so send in the photo of the Kirk Cuddle. Hashtag Kirk Cuddle. Oh, sorry, Oz. I didn't see your text there. And make sure, if you haven't already, Oz is our main man, the sheriff himself. So here's his PayPal. If you have any, if you could be generous, donate to Oz over there. You know, as a guy who sits there as the moderator man, Mr. Sheriff himself, it's important that he is well fed and well loved. So go give him a shout out. Follow him on Instagram and show him that love. Yeah, thank you, everybody. I mean, I didn't do anything. You don't have to congrats me. My younger brother, a lot of you guys don't know me that well, but I've got two younger brothers named Jack and Jameson. I do a whole stand-up bit about it. They're much younger. My mom remarried. So, you know, Jack's 8. Jack just turned 18. Jameson's in his, not quite mid-20s yet, but he's there. Boy, that means I'm getting old. Oh, he is in his mid-20s. I am old. Either way, Jameson's, my brother Jameson's, he's a dad. So shout out to you, Jameson. Love you, buddy. Love you, buddy. It's so funny though, when there's a birth happening, you feel, we spoke earlier about that collective energy. When there's a birth happening, you feel that kind of like game day, like we're doing it. It's coming. Here we go. We're excited. We're waiting by the phone. Someone calls, hello, how's it going? You get very excited about that. So it's a very special place to be with humanity. Obviously, babies are being born all the time, but when it's someone close in your family, it's just it's a good moment there. So anyway, I want to send everyone a shout out. Whatever struggles you're going through in life, find the happiness if you can. Find that chuckle in whatever tough moment you're living and know it's going to get better. In whatever fight you got going on, you're going to come out of it stronger. Prayers right your way, Adriana. Send us updates. We appreciate you being part of our family here. Much appreciation to everyone else. Hey, Bob in the chat. First live I caught. Well, welcome. Thanks for catching the live. Sarai has her horses at work. They like the Dave Neal hoodie. And everyone else out there, tag me on Instagram. Go follow it. I'll be posting everyone's Kirk Cuddle. Again, last chance for all the loyal people out there. I better get at least 5. I better get at least 5 people sending me their Kirk Cuddles. I'm going to make Tasha pose with the dog. So we'll do a Tasha and Boone Kirk Cuddle. And everyone else out there, I'm signing off. Thank you so much. Can you believe, is today Monday? I don't even know, it's Monday. So Thursday will be the next live stream. Much love to all of you. And check out the channel. More content every day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
Last year we went to the eye. I remember you smile reflecting the light. We didn't care what tomorrow would bring. There was only right now, the sun was alive. Can still see you walk down the shore, holding in all the secrets.
Don't forget, Sarai.
Be careful who you dang.
I know you've already made your choice, but enjoy your date. Let us know how it goes.
Somewhere down the line we're meant to come back home. We can do it all again. I know.
All right, I gotta go shoot my Kirk Cuddle photo. Don't forget, you gotta wear a hoodie.